with the resurgent opposition, it does seem as if the parliament in this new term of Modi government, third term, is going to be a very interesting place. In fact, during the first session itself, when the parliament met in June to elect the new MPs and also the new speaker, both Rahul Gandhi and Akhilesh Yadav set the tone, the rules of engagement rather, from the opposition's point of view. Both of them spoke to the speaker, addressed the speaker, and reminded him that his duty was to be non-partisan. In fact, while Rahul Gandhi pointed out when he met both the leader of the opposition and the prime minister, he bowed before the prime minister, while the leader of the opposition, that is Rahul himself, only got a handshake. Akhilesh Yadav also said कि आपकी your post is one of gravitas, और ये महान पद की एक महान ड्यूटी भी होती है, which is that you have to be non-partisan towards everybody and give every speaker and every party the respect that they deserve. That actually set the rules for engagement, as I said earlier. After that, of course, we are now in the budget session, where we are seeing a very interesting lineup of speakers. Voices that we didn't hear before are making their mark. Young speakers, speakers from the opposition point of view. I would particularly like to single out Abhishek Banerjee, Raghav Chadha, even Kumari Selja, though she's not as new to parliamentary politics as the others, but she led the debate from the Congress's side on the budget, spoke very well, keeping in mind that Haryana elections are around the corner. She spoke about MSP, the farmers' rights, and also accused the government of being partisan towards the two states that are supporting the NDA and not doing anything for the states, especially the state of Haryana, which is coming up for polls. Raghav Chadha from the Aam Aadmi Party spoke very well, appealed to the middle class. He spoke about the rollback of indexation, especially in real estate, and said that he wondered whether the government was trying to promote black money or whether it was targeting the middle class. And he said that the government has achieved the impossible, which is to present a budget that makes nobody happy. Early on, he says the budget used to make some people happy, some people unhappy, but this budget even makes the BJP workers and leaders unhappy. He also supported his case with facts and examples, which is what I really liked about Raghav's speech. For instance, he spoke about the evils and the dangers of the new rule that the government has come back, which is rolling back of indexation of properties at the time of sale. He says, for instance, if there is a property that is purchased in 2001 that costs 1 crore, and the property is now being sold at a cost of 4 crore 17 lakh. He's saying, let's look at if it is properties indexed at the right prices, then the index price would be 3 crore 60 lakhs, and the tax on it would work out to be just about 10 lakh thousand, which means say about 11 lakhs of tax. However, with the new rule coming in, the same property bought at 1 crore, sold at 4 crore 17 lakh will attract a tax on 3 crore 17 lakhs. That tax, he says, will come to 39 lakh 62,000, which means nearly 40 lakhs. The difference is between 11 lakhs and 40 lakhs between the two taxes, the old tax regime and the new one. He of course gave a solution also. He says that at the end, the idea in fact is to do away with long-term gains tax. The government has reduced it, but it has to be done in a phased manner. It doesn't have to be done that it targets the consumers. In fact, this whole ruling by stealth that the Modi government is so fond of. Abhishek Banerjee, he spoke about the unplanned lockdown that the government just not unplanned perhaps, but the sudden lockdown that caught everybody by surprise, and people were given only 4 hours to plan for it. So I don't know that the government planned for it, but definitely the people were caught by surprise by that lockdown. Abhishek Banerjee, another speaker I want to single out. He's Mamata Banerjee's nephew, TMC party leader. He also took the speaker on when he spoke. He mentioned a member of the treasury benches who was not present in the house. So the speaker reminded him of the rule book, saying you cannot mention someone who's not a part of the house. At which point Abhishek Banerjee said, well, Mamata Banerjee has been denigrated so often by the treasury benches. Why doesn't the speaker remind them of their duty in that case? So the speaker is being taken on by the opposition. This is what I find very interesting, in fact, in the tone and tenor of the opposition attack. Earlier on, whenever they had disagreed with the speaker or the speaker passed a ruling, remember he suspended so many MPs in the last session, there was a walkout by the opposition. This time the opposition is not walking out, they're staying in the house, they're making maybe token walkout, but they come back and they argue their case. They are taking the speaker on, they are taking the treasury benches on, they are coming armed with facts, with good speakers, and making a good case in parliament. So whether it is Rahul Gandhi or Akhilesh Yadav leading from the front, or whether it is other members, other party leaders such as Abhishek Banerjee, Raghav Chadha, Sanjay Sharma, we have of course Manoj Jha from the RJD, we have a whole lot of articulate speakers from the opposition making the voice heard. The government this time doesn't have that many. In fact, Channi also spoke, a former Punjab Chief Minister, spoke very well on the floor of the House. I must mention him also. He's come as a MP to the Parliament this time. Spoke very well, very coherently about the farmers and the MSP. We did make a gaffe about Amritpal Singh, he took a line against the party, but these things, he has his own state politics to worry about. By and large, what we are seeing is new voices, new speakers from the opposition side. The treasury benches this time are not making such a good grandstanding, even though there are a whole lot of good speakers over there, perhaps because they still have, they're still maybe recovering from the blow. Because as Mahua Moitra trust her, in her maiden speech, she made a point. She said, my voice was stifled, but the government paid a very heavy price for stifling my voice. They tried to make one MP sit down. In return, 63 MPs have been asked to sit down for good in this Lok Sabha. She, of course, was referring to the fact that she was suspended, but now the BJP has come back with 63 less MPs. So a lot of good points, a lot of debating. Parliament is, at least, we are seeing democracy on the floor of the House after a long time, and I'm glad the opposition is doing it this way. Instead of protesting, entering the floor of the House, they are coming armed with facts, with articulate voices, and making their case on the floor of the House, so people like you and me and everybody else can at least hear the other side. Last time around, we were not hearing the other side. They were protesting outside and the government was speaking unhindered inside the House. Now at least we are seeing debates happen, and I do think early stages yet. Of course, the first session is not yet over, but the opposition does seem to have the lead over the government. But let's see. Narendra Modi, of course, so no pushover, so let's see what he says and does. But as of now, I would say opposition is clearly ahead in this fight for rhetoric and debate on the floor of the House.